All right, all you cider lovers, we're here today. It is National Rosé Day, so we thought we'd bring
Mm.
you a little special video today. Now, we have a couple ciders in front of us. They're not labeled as rosés, but yeah, they're both pink, so
Yeah,
we
there you go.
we thought we'd share them with you today and let you know what we think about them.
Yeah, so as most of you've seen, we did a rosé video back in March, and so I mean all the rosés that we get our hands on as of right now, we've already showcased. So we thought, like Mark was saying, we bring you these two.
Yep,
So the first one we're going to start with is this botanist and barrel over here, and I'll let Mark kind of explain
yep,
that one to you.
sure. It's labeled as a sour raspberry cider aged for 1 month in a sea salt bourbon barrel. So that's going to be interesting to get into.
Cool.
Um, like we've shared before, I think we've talked about it a little bit. Botanist and barrel stuff is they don't really ferment their. I mean, they don't really carbonate their stuff, so it's not going to be too bubbly. It should be pretty flat. Their stuff's also a little bit. How do we describe it?
Delightfully funky.
Delightfully funky. So it's going to be a little bit different, and especially a sea salt bourbon barrel. I'm not too familiar with
Yeah.
that, so
No,
I don't know.
yeah, so yeah, like Mark was saying, a lot of the botanist and barrel stuff, if nobody's been there, they just celebrated their 1 year anniversary. Actually, they're getting
Getting
ready to
ready to
celebrate it. And they're getting ready to have their fruit, what do they call it?
fruit explosion.
Yeah, fruit explosion. So a lot of their fruity stuff that they've done, they're gonna have on display at their
Tasting room.
cidery, their tasting room there. So, but yeah, all their stuff is all organic. The yeast that work the things that they make are all the yeast that are found on the fruit. So they don't bring anything crazy in. It's whole fruit stuff. It's not, it's nothing. It's all, like I said, it's all organic. So
Yep.
they'd really try to make it as pure as possible. So
All right, so nose in, you can get that sour.
yeah, you can
You can
definitely.
tell it's going to be a tart.
Yep, and I'm trying to tell if it's, yeah, it's a little cloudy. I was trying to see, we're outside and it's just got done raining and everything's kind of starting to fog.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cider itself is got a little bit of a haze to it. You get that salt right off, like that's the first thing as
Yeah.
soon as it hits your mouth.
But it's not an overpowering
No, no,
salt
no,
flavor.
no.
It's just I think it pairs up well with that sour, the tart characteristics of the
Mm-hmm.
cider.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody likes sweet and salty. I don't think
Sour
sour
and
and salty
salty.
don't is not a bad mix either.
No, not really. Um, that's not bad.
It is fruity. You get that raspberry flavor.
Yeah, it comes in at the end, but you definitely. I mean, to me, the salt's the first thing. It's right up there. I mean,
Hmm.
it's got a little brine to it.
Are you getting any the bourbonness to it? I'm not picking up on those notes. Not too
Not
much.
necessarily. Mm, maybe at the end a little bit.
It's got that
Not necessarily
maybe
though.
just that little bit of the characteristic of a liquor. Just got that little bit of a heat to it,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah,
just very slightly. That's good though.
yeah.
It's
Not
not
bad.
as funky as
Yeah,
some of the other stuff.
yeah. No, it's not nearly as Brett as some of
Yeah.
the stuff that they make. Um, but yeah, now that's different. It's good though. It's something that you usually, like you said, usually, sweet and salty, or, they balance tartness with sweetness and different
Mm,
things, but they using the salt to balance the tart, is interesting.
yeah.
Not bad
Yeah, that's good. We'll set that over there.
though. All right. So our next one here is we have Molly Chomper Cherry Jounce. Now this one is actually one that I've been trying to get my hands on for a long time. Um, Molly Chomper is a local. Um, they're in Lansing, North Carolina. And Cherry Jounce is one of their more popular ones. This is one that actually flies off the shelf about every time in our local stores here that carry it. They'll get it in, and within the day it's gone. So I haven't been able to get my hands on it. But we were in Durham last week for the Durham Cider Crawl, and we stopped by Sam's Quick Shop there in Durham, and I was able to find it.
Yeah, they actually had both of these. So.
Yeah, so that was awesome that we was able to find all this stuff. So if you're ever in Durham and can go by Sam's Quick Shop or Sam's Bottle Shop, it is definitely worth the stop. Because if you want to try anything and everything,
yeah, I mean, they have the largest selection of cider we've seen of
oh my
anybody
gosh,
around.
oh my gosh,
Plus
yes.
beer.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and
they
just
got everything.
everything, just different stuff. I mean, just stuff that you never thought of. I mean, they've even got imported stuff. So if you want to try some things from around the world, that's where to go.
And they have stuff on tap.
Yeah, that's even better. So we got it there. Oh, and I want to mention one correction. I said that the Pour Tap House was in Greensboro in our last one. It is not. It's in Durham. So sorry about that, Pour. I didn't mean to misspeak. But anyway, so Cherry Jounce. Let me just give you a little bit of background on it. So it says a riff on the cherry bounce, an old American drink of cherries steeped in bourbon or rum. This is actually, they're calling this an apple wine, made from Gold Rush apples, aged for 4 months in bourbon barrels, which had their second life at Fair Game distilling maturing rum. So they were originally bourbon barrels, and they matured rum in them. So this might be some interesting flavors in this one. Let's see here. During the last month of the barrel aging, they added cherries from the Bent Apple Farm. So they are calling it a semi-dry wine. And actually, they say a pale rose color. So there you go. So we're not drifting off too much. Distinct notes of bourbon and rum, and then a cherry pit finish. Made in very limited quality. So there you go. It's a 11.7 ABV, and they don't have any of the sugar content in it. So anyway. What was the ABV on that one? We didn't mention that.
This one was an 8.
8. Okay.
And no sugar content on it either.
Which is actually 8 is kind of mild for some of the stuff that Botanist and Barrel puts on, because they've got some pretty high stuff.
So just pouring this, you can see the difference between the Botanist and Barrel stuff. This is very.
This is close to sparkling.
Yeah. Lots of bubbles in that.
Oh yeah. This one you can smell the you can smell the
woodiness, the oakiness of the barrels. Yeah.
Yep.
You can pick up hints of a bourbon aroma too.
I taste more bourbon than I do rum.
Yeah. An oaky bourbon. Finishes with a sweet, fruity cherry taste.
Yeah. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get a huge rum presence, maybe a little, but not huge. I think the oakiness really, it covers up a lot of things.
It's interesting how it starts oaky, goes to fruity, and then the aftertaste is oak to me. It's like all.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting little play in the mouth.
Yeah. Despite being pretty sparkling, it is very smooth. It has a very smooth mouthfeel, which is nice. It's not like drinking a carbonated drink or anything like that at all. So yeah, it's pretty good.
So I said a sweet fruitiness to it, but it also has some tart notes to it.
Yeah.
I would agree that it's a semi-dry.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'd like to know the sugars in that, because if I just had to guess, I'd say between 8 and 10.
But that's really good.
That is nice. Now I know why it's flying off the shelf so quick.
Yeah.
Because that would appeal to a lot of people.
It's got a real depth of flavor. I mean, it's got different levels of flavor to it.
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. Yeah, you could appeal to a lot of people with that drink. You could appeal to your liquor connoisseurs, your wine people.
Of course, that's cider lovers.
Yeah, of course that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, if you guys see either one of these, we highly recommend both of them.
Absolutely.
Look for Molly Chomper. We've seen in Lowe's Foods around. So.
That's about the only place I've seen it is at Lowe's Foods. But as they start putting more stuff out, they'll start getting more more popular. So if you don't have it in your area, ask. Ask who the distributors are, and they can get it over there.
And Botanist and Barrels found more, I think, in wine shops. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
look for them there, ask about them there.
Yep.
So.
I know that if you ever want to know where you can find it, you can definitely find it at their tasting room. On their tasting room is actually right on the side of their blueberry farm, so where they grow all organic blueberries. Yeah, we actually got to meet the people, Lyndon and everybody from Botanist and Barrel, and they're really cool people. They're really got a really cool story, and just really.
He's very passionate about what he does.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can just tell just by talking to him how passionate he is about putting out a quality product, not necessarily a mass-produced product by any means, but he's much more concerned with quality.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but yeah, if you get a chance to try these two, most definitely pick them up, or try some of the other stuff from Botanist or Molly Chomper.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've had anything from Molly Chomper.
Yeah, mine too. Now I got two more in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That we're going to try. They're bent apple and they're blueberry. I think is what I got.
I think so.
So we're going to try those after a while, but we'll definitely.
Yeah, we'll let you know how those turn out. You'll be seeing those on some future videos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, we're just going to wrap that up for today, and we wish everybody a happy National Rosé Day.
Yep.
Get out there and find you a rosé cider and enjoy that for us. And until next time, from the Cider Guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.